Hi there, this is Mike. In this tutorial, we will be looking at Nearpod. Nearpod is a system that was just purchased by our school site to help us deliver lessons. It's actually pretty cool and it's comprehensive, meaning that it pretty much draws from all the different tools that we're used to, like Edpuzzle and Flipgrid and YouTube and Google Slides and all kinds of other different things, and kind of puts them all into one unit for lesson delivery. And also too is these lessons can be turned into subplans. They can be made to do basically like synchronous live learning. So you can watch as the students go through and complete the work in synchronous time, or they can be done asynchronous. It's got a lot of flexibility. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Nearpod, and your just by your email, you should already be in there. Um, so what you're going to see is it's going to ask you. Let me just see if I can log out and start this again. Okay, so just go log in, and then you're going to log in with Google as a teacher, and then select your email address. Okay, and then you'll be in. You're going to probably get a message first saying that like welcome, you are part of Jordan High School. And what that does is it allows all of us to share lessons, which is kind of cool for collaboration. And so you can see over here it says shared libraries on the left hand side, and then school library. So if you click on it, um, what happens is all of the shared items that we have. See, it says school library for David Starr Jordan High School. We can start sharing lessons across, with our colleagues, basically. So let's go ahead and look at some of the basics of Nearpod just to get you started. Now, I'm going to be doing in-depth videos for each one of the little components of this, and then like a sample lesson that we can all kind of get into and look at and complete some of the activities. Um, so basically, on the left-hand side, this is kind of where you want to start. My lessons, reports, and subplans. Now, the same thing is over here. So if I click on my lessons, it says create and then plus folder. Um, but you can also do the same by coming up here to create. It's kind of the same, the same toggle. Now, Nearpod is set up to either use their internal system of creating slides, or what you can do is you can import a Google slide, and then within that Google slide, you put in Nearpod activities. So the activities are they're separated into two parts. So what I'm going to do is, in order to get started with anything, and that you can't screw it up, so don't worry about just clicking stuff and exploring. That's the I think my opinion is the best way to get into it is just start clicking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click create, and it's going to ask me, do I want to do a lesson, a video, or Google Slides? I'm just going to go ahead and create it from within Nearpod. So I'm going to click lessons, okay? And then this is the lesson creation tool. So basically what you're going to do is I will just go test lesson, and then today's date, 23. And then the first thing that you do is you start adding material. There's a couple of ways to do it. One is to add a slide here, or you can just drag and drop any PNG, PowerPoint, or PDF into this, and that's pretty cool because you don't have to do conversions yourself. Like it'll just take PDFs, it'll take PNGs and PowerPoints, and just kind of stick them in there for you without a whole lot of conversion stuff. So as far as content creation, what you're going to do is you'll click add slide, and there's two things that you can do. There's content, which is the learning portion of the lesson, and then activities, which is more of like the assessment portion of the lesson, or the check for understanding, formative, summative, all that kind of stuff. But what you'd want to do is you want to start off with content, and you can see here there's all these selections, which I will create a individual video for each one of these portions to show you kind of what they do. Um, and then also too is I will embed some activities in there. So between now and the time where we have a little bit more formal tutorials on this, I believe next week, I'm just going to start releasing videos so you can get started on your own. So hopefully we have a little bit of background once we get started. Okay, so basically, I'll go back real quick. You can log on to Nearpod starting now. You can go to create. You can go to lessons, or if you already have slideshows, you can import those. So you just basically create the lesson, and you can see that the one that I've created, the test lesson, comes down here. And what I can do is I can just save that. Okay, and then if I click over here on the right hand side of each different lesson that I create, you can see like I can choose whatever I want. I can add it to different places, like I can move it around. It's got a lot of things that I can do in terms of manipulating it. So you can start the lesson and then stop and then save your changes and then come back and you can go back and edit it. And of course, it will take us right back to that same screen that we started at. Okay, so that's how to get into Nearpod. That's how to create your first kind of shell of a lesson. And then in the next video, what I'll do is I'll just start adding content, starting with videos and slides and web content, that kind of stuff. Okay, if you have any questions, email me.